select the obstacle in the hierarchy by clicking on it. And I'm actually just going to press the Control key and the D key at the same time. So if I Control D on our obstacle, it immediately duplicates our obstacle. And now we have another. And you can see if I hover my mouse over the scene and I press F to focus, it's directly on top of the other box. So that's not what we want. But we'll just move this one a little bit farther back. We'll try and get it to around 50 or so. I'm just going to estimate. Yeah, around there is good. 50.1, almost had it. Now we have a second obstacle, but we want to add more. So if I just keep duplicating and dragging, that'll take a long time. So I can actually do something to make this a bit faster. So if I select my first obstacle and I control click on my second obstacle, now if I Control D, it creates two more obstacles. And in fact, I can move these back even further, just about, let's call it like there. That's good. We'll shift my perspective, so I'll actually click the little green Y in our scene view. Now we have a top-down view. And now I'm going to zoom out. So we're going to Alt and we're going to right-click and drag it to the side all the way to the left so we zoom out even more. And now we can see maybe a hand tool might be useful for this. So I press Q, select my hand tool. There you go. So you can see more of the road now. Actually, it might help if I just turn. There you go. And then just zoom in a little bit. Perfect. Cool. Now we can see our road even better. Really good opportunity to test out your movement skills and see if you can navigate your scene. So now we have our two boxes. Now we're going to make another set. So now I'll select my first obstacle. And in fact, if I just hover over the last obstacle, I pressed Shift and left click at the same time. Now all four are highlighted. Now if I Control D to duplicate, I have four more obstacles. Now if I select my Move tool, I can move all four obstacles down the line. Somewhere like there. Cool. You can see this last obstacle, obstacle 7, is a little bit off the road, so we'll just delete that. So I'm just actually going to press the Delete key on my keyboard, and it deletes it from the scene. So now we'll save really quick, and when I press play, you can see the vehicle drives, hits one of the boxes, 2, 3, 4, all the way down. You can see them tumbling down in the game view. So, up there the vehicle goes straight down. Oh no, can we catch it? No, it's gone forever. Well, we know the physics works now, so that's great. And we hit all the obstacles, and we've made even more, so we've made things just a bit more difficult. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your first obstacle, you're going to use Control D to duplicate it, move it down the road, just using the Z axis, this blue arrow on your Move tool. And then you can actually select your first obstacle and Control click on your second obstacle. And then when you Control D, it'll actually duplicate two more obstacles. So then you can move those down the line. And then you can actually just select your first obstacle and then shift click on the latest obstacle you made to select all four obstacles, and you can drag those all the way down the line. And then you can test your game out. Now it's your turn.
Okay, so now we're going to go on to Unity. And as you can see here, the obstacle is just sitting there. So let's just go to the Y view and Alt right click to zoom out. And now we should be able to see the rest of the road. I think I zoomed out too much. Wait. Sorry, it's just that I was experiencing some issues with the code. It's that before it, the vehicle would actually end up just. It would hit the. It would hit to the obstacle, but then it would just completely glitch out because the obstacle didn't apply rigid body to itself. So yeah, and we're just going to zoom out of it. So that should be a good view. And we're going to select it. We're just going to move it down here and then do Control D to duplicate it. We're going to move this one forward a bit to like 50. And then we're going to select both of them with this. And so both of them are now selected. And we're going to copy both of them. And now we're going to copy here all this. And duplicate it. So remove these here. Wait. They aren't spaced out correctly. I'm actually just going to put coordinates on all of them. So that's 25. This should be 50. And that means obstacle 2 should be 100. Obstacle 3 should be 125. Wait, no, I did that wrong. This should be 100. And this should be 75. And then this one should be 125. This one should be 150. This one 175. And this one 120. Wait, no, I meant 200. And since the last one is off, we're just going to delete it. So now, if we look in the game view here, and up here, the car should just knock all of them out of its way. And then it's gone. So that's what's supposed to happen in it. And we're just going to look at the lesson recap now. And remember, if you've forgotten what to do, just look at the instructions here. So now we're going to look at the recap.
So we've made it to the end of this little lesson. To wrap everything up, we've added some really good functionality to our game now. So when I press play, see the vehicle drives down the road. It doesn't move incredibly fast. It moves at a nice normal speed. It runs into all of these boxes with physics. Because the vehicle has physics, it just drives straight off the road, which is totally okay. Be free vehicle. We also learned a lot about coding in this lesson. We created our very first C# script, learned a little bit about the structure of how scripts and classes work. We learned about comments, even made a few of our own, learned about methods. We wrote our very first line of code and called our first method to be able to move the vehicle forward. So now we know how to use methods. We've learned a bit about parameters and how we can pass computer the information that we need to do something. We even cleaned up the way our speed is calculated a lot by making sure that our vehicle moves over time instead of once every frame. And we even learned about these cool little multiply operators. And then on our vehicles and on our obstacles, we added a rigid body component. We learned a little bit about our rigid bodies and our colliders. So now we can really create collisions for our vehicle and our obstacles. In the next lesson, we'll add some code to our camera so that we can actually follow along behind our vehicle as it drives away down the road. We'll see you there.
Okay, and now that's basically all that we have here. And so we've completed lesson 1.2. And so, since we just did that, we're going to go into breakout rooms, and within those, you're going to go through it yourself. And if anyone needs help in the breakout rooms, they should put their hands up and tell everyone, and you should help them. Okay, so what you're going to do in the breakout rooms is that you're going to look to see if anyone needs any help, and you're going to go through lesson 1.2 together. And if anyone has any questions, try to help them as much as you can. If you need any help, there should be a button that alerts us. Are there any questions?
Excuse me, I've got a question.
What is it?
So my question is more something I wanted to say than actually a question. So since when everyone started, I hadn't got onto my Unity. So then I only had Unity Hub by the time everyone had started. So I'm really behind. And
There should be some videos that we've made so you can catch up. And if you've got Unity Hub, you just create a project there. And when you get in the project, it opens Unity.
yeah, I've already done that bit. Thank you.
Raise your hand if you want to be a team leader for one of the breakout rooms. Does anyone not? Okay. Okay. Tyranny and Manuel and Buddy. Is that we have enough people now. It's okay. Actually, we need 2 more. So we need 2 more. And Manuel and Buddy, Tyranny, you two will be team leads. And whoever loses who